about a Shadow Walker Noir Edition, like a 1.5 volume of the Shadow Walker series. This is written by Mutunde and illustrations done by Point Blank. I'm just going to talk a little bit about this specific edition. It follows the story of Kizimen before Kizimen was whatever he is now. I can't say his name. I'm going to place the name somewhere here so you can understand. And his nemesis starts with a Q. I can't say the names. I'm sorry. I've tried. I'm not really good at that. First, let's just start with the illustration itself. It looks very manga-like. I loved it for that one reason. This must be Kizimen, and this must be, or this could be him before this. I don't know. But the illustration is actually pretty nice. I love the drawing. This is one thing I like about Point Blank is he's really good at drawing. There's something amazing about the illustrations on the inside. People who know me know I'm a manga freak, and I love this edition because it felt like reading a manga. Get? And do you see how beautiful this illustration is? I mean, I would die just going through a 200-page comic book with this type of details. And can you see how beautiful that is? So anyway, the Noir edition follows Kizimen explaining to a priest at a temple about the reason why he is the way he is. I haven't read the Shadow Walkers series, so I'm definitely postulating on most of this video, but I'm just gonna break this down from what is contained in this specific comic. So we start off with Kizimen, or what he is called now, Tezcatliopa. We follow Tezcatliopa into him narrating to a priest about the reason, or his past, or the reason why he is the way he is. He talks about how he was a stranger to the Azuni tribe, but he was received as a friend. So he learned their culture and all that stuff. And during the end of the Azuni civil war, I'm assuming the Azuni civil war happened between Kizimen and his enemy. I can't say his name. And they were trying to make up. So Kizimen was promised to Kinishu. Kinishu, I assume, okay, according to this little novel, gives you a little bit backstory about their tribe, their culture. Back in the day, in that tribe, the Azuni tribe, men used to fight for the female, and apparently Kizimen won against from winning Kinishu's hand, whatever his name and is. Now they were felt like each other, they were married to the again go. The celebration that they were having in this particular story, he was on the hunt, and he was hunting Kinishu, who is Kizimen's wife. And he already has a wife. Her name is also, I can't say her name, and she sets off the entire story. So think of her as the match. She led the match because she was pissed off that the husband wanted to bang Kinishu, right? She knows, this is my husband, and this bitch just married someone else, so why do you wanna? And because she was really pissed. So the interaction between her and Kizimen trying to explain to him what happened is quite interesting. It happens in page 10. If you can pause, you can read. But basically what she does is, she doesn't actually tell him outright. And I love how it's written. Mutunde has a thing for, he's an author, so he's written a lot of books. He's done a lot of, I think he's done one thriller novel or two, I'm not sure. But his words, he's very articulate. His wordings are heavy. They're innuendo-like. It's not like straight to the point. So this interaction between and Kizimen went like this: I never congratulated you and your helpmate. Perhaps it was a premature act without conversing to you first. You speak, so that's her speaking to Kizimen. And Kizimen replies, you speak as one river speaking two streams. Speak plainly. So without wanting to be obvious, she downs her entire cup and then says, "It seems our cups of nourishment serve to satisfy others. I wonder if drinking from mine instead would suffice." So he explains because remember, this is him talking to a priest about why he did what he did. So with that statement, he sort of understood that something was wrong. So he went around trying to capture her so she could explain, but she disappeared. So she followed her and then found her under, like, at the bottom of the stairs leading up to this beautiful opulent room. I think it was their bedroom or something. And there's this entire scene of him walking up, trying to figure out, like, you can see that. Like, I love how point blank this. He doesn't even need the words. He just tells you by what you see. So he's approaching them, and as he walks towards, like, when he gets to the room, he finds Kinishu and in the throes of passion, and he gets extremely pissed. He's so pissed, ready to kill. And remember, this guy is, I assume, in a sense, he's like a leader on his side, while Kizimen is a leader on his other side. So he's trying to kill, I was supposed to say, like, king or Nini. And there's a whole lot about their weapons and the originator. I assume the originator is like what we say, creator, all that stuff. And a war ensues, and he starts fighting. Blonda Magere and Zhang Fei, those are his warriors, try to stop him. He doesn't necessarily get to stop him, but all in all, he gets exiled. Like, after the big fight and all that stuff, he gets exiled. His weapon is taken away from him. I can't say her name. Absorbed his husband's powers, apparently. Totem powers. I think they call it totem weapons. Because totem weapons, I do not know the Shadow Walkers. I wish I did understand the Shadow Walker series. But I assume the totem weapon comes from the power each person holds. Who else got, someone got exiled. So yeah, he did. He left. He changed his name. Then he came back, conquered, and somewhat got his vengeance by sleeping with, that was the other guy's wife, and then took her powers, took her totem powers, and I think won or something. And now he rules the Azuni tribe, I assume. And the entire thing ends up with him destroying the city in which he was, with the priest, the guy who was writing his book, and him setting off a bomb, and then to be continued at the end. So yeah, this book literally just tells us, this backstory is just letting us into the reason why the Okuzuni tribe had to pop up from the Azuni. So, Tezcatliopa, or former Kizimen, was a Azuni member who got betrayed by his own tribe by having having his friend, I assume he's a friend, but I'd say he's a nemesis in a sense, who ended up shagging his wife. And the nemesis wife was the beginner of the whole, like, bomb. She released the bomb that sent everything haywire. Kizimen tried to kill this guy, and then he got exiled, and then because of the mistakes he did, he got his powers taken away from him, which his wife absorbed, and then this led to the whole new Shadow Walker thing that was happening in issue 1. So it's a good read. It's a very good background story for anyone who wants to jump into the Shadow Walkers. I will actually insist that you go and visit Mutunde's website. I will have the details on the description of this video. Just go buy this book, buy his Shadow Walkers, and enjoy a good African story. I love Point Blank's illustrations. I just love how he draws. I'm in love with this. I'm in love with the whole manga vibe. It gives me some kick-ass manga vibes. The black and white thing, even on the inside. Like, do you know how beautiful this is? Tunde's words, his storytelling is quite unique. He uses very heavy words. He knows his history. I love the fact that he's trying to bring in a bit of African law in his story. Londa Magere, there's a point in time I think back when I first met Mutende and I first met the Shadow Walker series. The Luanda Magere story really used to piss me off, and not because it's like the Luanda Magere story, the Mekatalili story, the Zulu story. What was his name? Shaka Zulu story. Because I mean, there are African laws or African stories about these are African heroes that we've had time and time again. They are real, but I hated I can't say black exploitation because that the African exploitation I can say that because everyone who you put in on a Magarian story, either be a comic book, be a novel, whatever, they stuck to the African hero, blah blah blah. But now with I think there's Londa Magarian here somewhere. Can I see him? There's an aspect where he shows him fighting and his entire what does he look like though? Luanda Magere, let me see. Like they brought the Luya in him in life. Like I love how he's drawn. I love how he's brought to life. There. I think this is better. You can see him better here. Right? Yeah, that is Luanda Magere. And I love how Point Blank brings him out. The Luya in him just shouts. So all I'm just saying is go get this. Go get it at mtinderights.com. That's his website. I will have all the descriptions, everything that you need to know about this novel at the bottom of this video. Either way, it's a good read. It's a very good introduction for someone who has no idea what Shadow Walkers is. That's me. I know what it is, I just haven't read it yet. This is a very good read. So go get yourself a copy. Go to mutinderights.com and get yourself a copy. Get this one, issue 2, and get issue 1 of Shadow Walkers. That's an entire story about, and I'm assuming, the Okuzuni uprising. So, this is a good book. Go get it. I recommend it. Bye.